Hi everybody, welcome back to Mando Lessons. My name is Baron Collins Hill. I've been teaching a lot of private lessons recently. There's a link in the description if you want to grab a slot. I'm not doing that many and only through the end of March 2022, so sign up now if you want one. And I've been noticing a lot of different things pop up again and again, and I wanted to take some time in these lessons over the next couple weeks to explain what I'm seeing. In this week's lesson, we've got a really specific thing. We're going to talk about the angle of the instrument. I've talked about this in the past, especially in my beginner series, which I highly recommend watching if you haven't already. Even if you're not a beginner, there's a lot of stuff in that beginner series that might really help you out and say, oh, I never really thought about it that way. So first, watch the beginner series, then come back here and we're going to talk about one of those specifics in more depth, the angle of the instrument. So in my beginner series, when I talked about the right hand, in general, your right hand arm is going to be parallel to the floor and your pick is also going to be parallel to the floor. So if you were to drop your pick as you hold it, it would land flat on the floor. That's not going to change. The way you get angle into the instrument is not through the right hand, but it's through the angle of the left hand. In the beginner series, I talk about bringing up your left hand and then putting the instrument where your hand is, rather than having the instrument sitting somewhere and having your arm grab for the instrument. You want your left hand to be nice and comfortable. So do that by putting the instrument in it rather than moving the hand to the instrument. From there, we can really start thinking about how to get the best tone out of the instrument through the angle. So if we've got a really flat angle here, there's a lot of resistance on the strings. You'll find often that it's a little kind of harder to push through the strings. And as you start to add angle in, the pick glides through the strings a little bit easier. So flat 2. A little more staccato because that pick has a lot of resistance in the strings. Strings are catching the pick. And then with angle, much more smooth. Now, what I want you to do is go too far, and you'll discover what I like to call string slip. It's not going to feel very good, and on like the lower courses that are wound, you'll get that kind of slinky sound. That's not what you want coming out of the instrument, so that's when you know you've gone too far. So really what we're trying to do is dial in the right angle in the instrument. You can also use it as a way to adjust the sound. You know, if you want a more percussive, aggressive sound coming out of the instrument, maybe for a solo that's really rock and roll, you know, maybe tip the instrument down a little bit on purpose to get a little bit more of that bite out of the instrument. If you want to be super smooth, maybe tip it up a little bit more, get a little less pick noise. All of these are options. You got to play around to figure out where the perfect spot is for the best tone production when it comes to your own playing style, what you want to hear, and your particular instrument. So, this week, I want you to keep your mind on that as you play. You know, only think about it for 60 seconds or so as you go along. Oh, where's the best spot? What's the sound that I'm liking today? Through that exercise, you'll really develop a better understanding of your own technique, and your playing will improve. That's all for now. Thanks so much for watching, and if you want to grab a lesson, I've got some private slots. There's links in the description. You can sign up. I'm only teaching through the end of March 2022, so sign up now while you can. And all these lessons are always free, but there are a couple ways to donate. Links in the description. Really appreciate all the ways that folks help me out. That's all for now. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.